Okay, so I've been doing some more experimentation with this supposedly very simple smart contract and React.js app over it. The problem I was running into is for some reason, and this probably is because I'm using ganache and not like a command line chain, so that would be the next thing to try. Essentially, what's going on here is it cannot find the network address. So, what I had to do is manually put stuff in. It was able to find the ABI, which is essentially the code, but could not find the correct address for the deployed contract. So, what I ended up having to do is I put it in manually, but then it was still giving me an issue because it did not have, when it actually went to run the example and run it from that address, it did not have any ether. It was not able to run it. At least it wasn't crashing anymore. And you can see what it's supposed to do is show this, but of course it's showing 0. So I want to get this going, and this will give us some ideas about the issues we might run into trying to work with our sample contract, which is a good deal more complex. It if you look at the code, what has to happen is you need, in order to successfully run this little example here, you have to get the correct address for your contract and the ABI. Again, the ABI was easy to find. The address, when I tried using networks, it just came back with nothing. Zip. So it's not quite sure what's going on there. So that's what I'm going to look at. I think I'm going to try either seeing if it maybe was deployed somehow on a different network other than my ganache network, which it shouldn't have, because I gave it the network ID and the URL for that network. But that issue, these issues of getting, well, okay, that worked. I was able to get an account. I was even able to get the network ID, I think. Let's look at this in the debugger. Let's bring up the debugger and see if I can get that to, you're not seeing that yet. So let's go here and see if I can pull up the debugger. That's interesting. I am not. Let's see if that. No, that's what we're seeing. We are using Chrome. I'm just trying to see if I can show you the debugger, because that's what you want to see in order to see what the problem. Let's see, I'm looking at all the Chrome stuff here, and DevTools, here we go. So here, this is the debugger now. It's very important that you get the what you're going to use is the React. There's a plugin. So let me refresh the screen and we can look at it in the debugger and you'll see the issue I'm running into. And I played with the code a little bit. So let's look at that. So you can see, where did it stop? Or did it? Okay. It probably is not hooking into that exact one. So I'm gonna try that again. Bring up a new debugger. And developer tools. And let's see if you can see them. No. So let's try this again. All right. Now we should be able to get some debugging. All right, here we go. So it stopped here. Now you can see network ID came back correctly. We got an account, just one, and it starts with A5. And if we go back and look at accounts, there is no A5. So clearly it deployed it on a separate network, and that seems to be our issue. And not sure why that is, but we did get an instance because, again, I put things in manually, and including the one contract address, the contract address actually of the contract in here. That may not be the correct contract address. So when we go to run the example, it's going to run into an issue because what's going to happen is it is not going to have, see if you could, okay, so it's giving me a Ethereum, so it's right here in 50. It's odd. So that's the issue, and probably what's going on is I don't have it deployed to the right. I'm getting the wrong information back in terms of the account. But when you have the account, so contract methods into set method, and it's sending it, and it needs an address. Because if you look at the code, of course, it is, see if I can bring that up. What? Here we go. This is it. Yeah, because then I can bring it up, hopefully, in here. So you can see it's a very simple contract. So it has to set and store data, and you're sending this set method is the one you're calling, and you're sending it. So hopefully this has been helpful. You can see some of the issues that you write you can run into even in something that's coming right out of the box. So we're going to continue to resolve this, and then we can take what we learn in getting this React to work and then put it to our contract. Now the other possibility, of course, is we did successfully play with drizzle earlier, and it may make more sense to go back to that box because it seemed to work relatively easily. So anyway, this is kind of where we're at right now. Unfortunately, I only have maybe 30 minutes to look at it during a work night. So it's going to be a little bit of a process here. But anyway, if this has been helpful, please give a like. Please share. Please subscribe. Ring the bell to get notified. And I will speak to you next time.